Hey y'all, it's Latory and Paul, and today I want to show you one of the biggest Forex hacks I've ever came across. All right, so let's get to the nitty gritty. All right, one of the biggest Forex hacks. Watch this. I'm gonna go back and just show y'all because you got to be able to observe some stuff for it to make sense. I know when we first get started, we learn about divergences and convergences and all that stuff, but how do we see that without actually having to take the time to draw out the lines? How do we see that without actually having to back test all the time? Yes, we back test to perfect our strategy. Yes, we need to practice more than we preach, but how do we see it in real time? Let me show you this. All right, so this is the biggest hack in Forex. You got price action, and on the bottom, you got the TDI. When you see on the TDI in a downtrend, and it's shown by the moving average cross, everything we've been talking about, but I want to build on that. When you see in a downtrend on the TDI portion, the green line represents the RSI. When you see on the RSI a high point, and this high point is higher than the high points to the left of it, but at that same point in price is a lower high. That is an entry for a continuation to sell. Okay, that's the hack, and you can see. Watch it. That's. Let me show you. I'm gonna mark them up. I'm gonna go. What day is that? October 7th. I'm gonna go probably to. I'm gonna go to. Let me just go back to August, so I can be. I'm gonna show you that. Then I'm gonna go to gold because it works on every every commodity, whatever you want to call it. That's the hack. All right. Let's go back to that's September 1st. Is fine. Okay. So now, in this situation, this created the moving average cross created the uptrend. So let's look at this one. You see this low, right? Whenever you have this low is higher, it should be lower. I want one that's much lower. Let me just continue to look for them. Okay, here is one here. Boom. This is one. I couldn't give you an accurate one. I'm gonna find. I know it's one on the bullish side, but I want to show you the power of observation. This high, this right here, this pullback is higher on the TDI side than the previous two, but it's lower on the price action side. All right, and obviously you see it on the smaller time frames as well. All right, but this was a continuation for the sell. All right, and then you had here's one perfect example. Thank you, Lord, for the buy. All right, moving average cross. You got a low here, but then you got this is lower on a book. When you're looking for a buy, you want to see the RSI come lower, but you want price to be higher than the previous prices. Okay, to the looking from the left to the right. So this is lower than all these other places, but on the price action side, it's higher than the other lows. So you want to be able to look to the left and see, when you're looking for a buy, you want to look to the left and see if where you are is higher than the previous lows, but at the same point on the TDI side, you want to see if you are lower than the previous lows. Okay, so you want to see a lower low on the RSI side, TDI side, but you want to see a higher low on the price action side when you're considering going for a buy. All right, now watch this. Same thing, right? You got this low. This low is higher than this low, but it's lower than that same low on the TDI. It's an indication for a buy. Then you got this low is higher than this low, but it's lower than this low. That's another indication for a buy. All right, I'm just trying to give you guys multiple ways to make this make sense, because if we don't look at it that way, we're going to continuously stay in a position of getting 2 steps ahead, knock back 4 steps. So you got to master every situation. Okay, we know we got the break and retest. That's great, but let's see if we can find more opportunities to get early access or early entrance into these trades and to maximize the trading day. All right, now watch this. This low is higher than this low, but at that same point in time, it's lower. Okay, just trying to give you a little quick hack because it's there. All right. Now there are instances where those same things will, if you're not careful, you will misappropriate what's happening. Okay, like for example, you see how this low is lower than this low, but you got to make sure that the things that I'm telling you are what you see. Now, if you see the same, like this low is higher than this low, and this matching is matching. You don't want to use that. You don't want to use this hack when price action matches the TDI. You don't want to use it. You only want to use it as I'm showing you, because that's the only time that it works. Okay, there will be times when price action and the RSI match. That is not what I'm considering. I'm telling you, you want to see things be different between price and the RSI before you consider taking the trade. All right, so moving average cross, you got this right here. This high is lower than this high and is lower than this high, but on here it's higher than this high. That's an indication for a sell. All right, then you got this high is lower than this high, but it's higher than that same high on the TDI. After the moving average cross, it's a sell. All right, now just keep on going. You have this low is higher than this low, but it's lower than that same low on the RSI. That's an indication for a buy. And you can see how they bounce between each other. You have a buy going to a sell because this high is higher than this high, but it's lower than this high. So you can go buy, sell, and then go right back into the buy and sell because it's showing you this is lower than this low, but it's higher, and it's in that range of motion. It's showing you that it's higher in a sense than the original one. All right, it's showing you the difference. It's showing you the difference in where it's pulling to. Okay, here's another one. This high, after the moving average cross, so everything should be going up. You're bullish, but you're looking for a way to help you be confident in the position that you take. This low is higher than this low, but that same low, if you look at the TDI, is lower than the low prior. That's an indication for a buy. That's all we're looking at. That's all we're looking at. This low is higher than this low, but then it's lower than that same low. That's an indication for a buy. So you get more opportunities. Now let's go to the big dog. Let's look at gold and see what we see. And it's gonna be there because I've seen it before. Okay, watch this. Right on time. After the moving average cross, we have this. These lows are equal. Okay, but on here it's lower. That's an indication for a buy. All right. Then you go to you have another situation where these highs are equal, but on the price action side, this high is lower than this high. Sell. You're looking for the hack. What's the hack? The hacks are ways for you to get into trades. All right. Here's one. This is lower than this, but it's higher than that same high. It's pushing up, fake out status, it drops down. Here's another one. This high is equal to this high, but at the same point, it's higher than that same high. Sell. Okay, we're looking for hacks now. You got these two lows are equal, but the second low is lower than the first low. It's an indication for a buy. Okay, watch this. It's happening. You got this low, right? Then you got this low. It's higher, much higher than this low. but at the same point in time, it's lower than that low. Indication for a buy. And this is how you take trades. It gives you a better position, because the break and retest is great, but when you have a volatile market, it's better to figure out how to get in at extremes, the extremities, the highs and lows of the candles, the highs and lows of the move. Because if you get caught in between a move, depending on how much of a retracement you may have, it'll margin call you out. This day was a 600 pip day, right? So if you got in at the wrong time, you can be right and still lose because you got in at the wrong time. Now watch this. This low is higher than this low. This low is lower than this low. But at that same point in time, it's low. The higher low is a lower low on the RSI. That's an indication for a buy. So you could this trade 450 plus pips. Then the next trade, that same 450 plus, and we're using what's been given to us. All right, that's all it is. Here's one. You got this high is higher than this high, but at that same point in time, this high is lower than this high. Indication for a sell. 570 pips. So this is obviously the next level of insight, but it helps you to see different angles to make better trades, to get more out of the market. Let's look at something that we're dealing with right now. Okay, we had here's one. You got this high, then you got this high. This high is lower than this high. But if you look at price action, the higher high on the TDI is the lower high on the price action. It's an indication for a sell. Even though it's short-lived, that's still 400 plus pips. Short-lived at the end of the day. Okay, so now what do we have? Let's go to a bigger time frame. Do we see it on the bigger time frames? We should. Okay, bigger time frame. Let's see what we got. What we working with? We got this high, and then we got this high, which seem to be equal highs. But this, at the same point in time, the second high, which is the equal high, is higher than the first high, which is the equal high. That's an indication for a continuation for the sell. Straight up. All right. And then even with this, you got this high and this high. The first high was higher than the second high, but they're equal highs. Indication for a sell. Okay. You have let's see what we get. This is the big boy time frame. You got equal lows between this low and this low, but the second low is a higher low. It's an indication for a continuation to the upside. You see this all the time. This is the hack. This is the hack. This is the hack. All right. Big boy time frame. So we're looking at equal. You got equal highs right here, but this high is lower than this high. Drop for the sell. That's the hack. Okay. If you want to have, here's another one. You got a higher high with a higher high on the TDI between these 2 points, but you got an equal highs on price action. Indication for a sell. All right. That's the hack. You go back to the 15-minute situation, you'll see this every day because you won't see it on price action. If you look at the previous video that I uploaded, it helps. If you don't have a proper understanding of the TDI, then this won't help you. Okay, but if you do and you want to know how to use the TDI, this will help you. It will definitely help you. Okay, you want to see discrepancies in momentum. Once you see the discrepancy in momentum, you take advantage of it. You have a low, higher low. Then you got a low, a lower low. That's a discrepancy in the momentum. Which side did you follow? You follow the TDI. There's no way you could possibly catch this trade without a TDI or RSI. And then also the proper understanding of what it's telling you. It's telling you that the momentum is shifting. If you're getting higher lows on the TDI, you're getting lower lows on the price action. It's telling you momentum is shifting to the opposite direction. And what did you get? A momentum shift. This one trade was within a few hours, 540 pips, right? That's all that is. Then if you're not sure, you get a low and you look for either an equal low or a lower low, and you trade in the direction of the moving average cross. Okay? You just had this major move. You think it's going to give you a major move and then instantly go down. It may, and I'm not saying that it won't. It couldn't have came back to retest, but within the next day, it's probably going to continue back at least to the highs that it created. So you get this low, you want to see either an equal low or a lower low, and you buy. That is easily a 90 to 100 plus pips of profit. Okay, like I said, you got a low, you look for an equal low or a lower low. You got a lower low on the TDI with equal lows and price action, you buy that, 220 pips. Okay, here's another one. You have a low, either an equal low or a lower low. You have a lower low. If you look to the left, you have a higher low right here. Between this low and this low, the angle is down. But price action is showing you that this is a higher low. Just off this alone, you should be buying. And you see that every day. You got a lower low here. Look to the left. What do you have? You have a higher low, but at that same point in time, it's a lower low. That's a buy. You're not even waiting for the second leg. You're getting in off the first leg because you understand what the TDI is showing you. And you see that the very next day, 3 days in a row, you got a lower low on the TDI with a higher low. You can look to the left. What do you have? You have a higher low with a lower low on the CDI. That's a buy. So you get better trades. This trade entry 240. This trade entry 370. This trade entry 750. And you see that every single day, especially when the market is moving. Here's one. You got equal lows between this low and this low. At that same point, you got a lower low, a higher low, and a lower low. This is an extreme volatile gold market, right? So I'm trying to help. Watch this. You got a low, a higher low. You got a low, a lower low. Buy. This is the hack. This is the hack. Okay, you got a low. Look to the left. You got to look to the left and see what lines up. This is definitely equal lows. But you got a higher low and a super low low. That's the indication for a buy. And if you're not sure about this situation, you wait to get better clarification. So it goes up, gives you a range. It ranges throughout the day. Okay, fine. You got a low, a higher low. You got a low, an equal low, lower low. You can wait. If you're not sure, wait till it shows you. Boom, buy. Then you get another one. You got a low. Look to the left. A high, lower low. Right? So you got a low and a higher low. Then you got a higher low and a lower low. Indication for a buy. All right? So you're getting better trades because you just understand the hack of the TDI, how to use the TDI. So with that, I will say that's enough for today. I don't want to make this video long, but I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel and then create it. I will entitle it the Forex TDI Hack. All right. Have a great day.